On the farm of John Kinkart, who died in 1811, the city of Carlisle was founded 5 years later to be the Nicholas County seat. Today, the little town with the big heart in scenic north-central Kentucky, a region with vast potential for growth. The city, county, industrial development authorities' procurement of land for future development is a good indication. The people are willing to work for community improvement, built on tradition, making the future Carlisle and Nicholas County.
Garrett's Furniture and Kentucky life in Nicholas County. They go together. Nicholas Countyans know that Garrett's Furniture offers the very best in quality, price, and service. Of course, people throughout central Kentucky know that, too. Garrett's Furniture has a wide selection of top name brand furniture, appliances, and accessories for the complete home. Garrett's Furniture, a fixture in Kentucky life in Nicholas County since 1952. Garrett's Furniture, Main Street, Carlisle.
For the news of Nicholas County, there's just one place to turn, the Carlisle Mercury. The people putting out the Mercury are dedicated to reporting the facts of the stories important to you in north central Kentucky, honestly and fairly. It's been the Fisher family's philosophy for almost 75 years of ownership. It's kept the Mercury in business for well over a century. Recognized for excellence by the Kentucky Press Association over 100 times. Recognized for excellence by you every Thursday, the Carlisle Mercury.
Carlisle and Nicholas County have a strong working relationship in more ways than one, and both fire departments are no exception.
I am very proud of the police department here, the fire department. We haven't made any changes in them. I think they're doing a real great job. They keep themselves well organized. The fire department, we got a good group of men there. They attend classes whenever they can, side schooling. They work real close together.
This is a training exercise with 5 of the county firemen present and 7 city firemen. And this is called a steeple climb. What this basically is a confidence builder. As you can see, it's an incline straight up. You don't have anything backing. It takes 2 men holding each rope, which would be 8 men holding the ropes, 2 men to keep the ladder from kicking out at the bottom, and 1 man to climb. So it's a total of 11 men it takes to perform this exercise.
We've got a siren that is set off from one of the area fire phones in town. There's 5 fire phones in the whole town. I have 2 of them. One of my assistant chiefs have one of them. There's one at the city building, and then the city fire chief has one. When the call is taken in then, if it's a county fire, it's 1 long blast of the siren on top of the courthouse. Then we have a pager system that everybody, all the volunteers have that goes off in their homes. So we generally have a good turnout. I think we do real well. As the girl that was here that called the fire in, from the time she called it in, which we came probably 8 miles, she said we were 7.5 minutes. So, I mean, we're doing good. I mean, I have to brag on us.
The Carlisle Police Department is another community service that works around the clock to serve its citizens.
I'm a city police department, and I have 5 full-time and 1 part-time man. We work traffic citations and burglaries and just whatever has to be done.
Oh, they're fine. They usually, when we have to call them, they do the job. And if they can't do the job, they call someone in that can.
Have a good relationship with all the community. We don't have a lot of trouble. It's a pretty good county.
The Nicholas County Courthouse itself stands proud in the center of Carlisle. Well, there's an awful lot of character and some pretty interesting history behind it.
Okay, the courthouse was built originally in 1896. In about 1918, there was quite a bit of patriotism going on in the country, and there was a patriotic rally in Nicholas County. And one of the court magistrates, after it was over the next week, made a note in the record that there was no flag in Nicholas County at the courthouse. And the physical court at that time voted to investigate purchasing a flag for Nicholas County. In researching the paper records through the Carlisle Mercury, about 3 weeks later, there's an article in the paper, it's, I believe, May 21st, about an electric flag being installed on top of the courthouse. So it was installed in May of 1918. We reinstalled the flag, had a little lighting ceremony, had a tremendous turnout. Probably had 3,000 or 4,000 people in town for the lighting ceremony. Bob Hale did a wonderful job. We had a countdown right at 11 o'clock. counted down, had spotlights on the flag, turned the spotlights off, everything got dark, the flag came on and started waving, and fireworks started going off all over the place. So it was a nice scene.
We also have an old-time Seth Thomas clock that the county has spent $5,500 getting it redone after a storm we had a few years back. And we have a man out of Florida that comes and services it once a year. And we're very proud of the courthouse.
There is another familiar and beautifully restored historic residence in Nicholas County. Forest Retreat sits on the original Buffalo Trace to Blue Licks and was at its origin the home of late Governor Thomas Metcalf. Now owned by Dr. Esley Asbury, Forest Retreat is in beautiful shape.
Actually, the first recorded deed is on the tavern, which is over my left shoulder, and the deed was 1806. Thomas Metcalf, who later became governor of Kentucky, built the tavern, and apparently did pretty well because he was able to go up on the hill and start his house in 1820. Even before that, Daniel Boone had supposedly spent 2 winters down half a mile from here on Brushy Fork, which is the creek right in front of me. We have a restored cabin, log cabin, which is known as Boone's Cabin, on the National Register of Historic Places. The tavern is on the National Register, as is the stage barn, post barn across the road, and the main residence. Henry Clay supposedly said to his friend Thomas Metcalf, "Thomas, you have here a veritable forest retreat." And Metcalf said, "And that shall be its name." And ever since, it's been the name of the house here.
Just a small ways down Highway 68 from Forest Retreat is another historic building which is currently being restored by a very enthusiastic Nicholas Countian working entirely on his own.
It served as an inn. I've been told by people who registered this building in Colonial Williamsburg that it's the only building remaining of its kind in the whole region. One of the things that people who redo historic buildings overlook, and that is waiting. You really need to take a look at these buildings and get to know them in a very intimate sense. I come out on this building and I look at the front of this building, which has a lot of very interesting stonework. There's a lot of pattern work in the stonework, which was not observed when they registered this building. You have to love the building, and you really have to treat it like a friend, and you get to know it slowly. And that's what really we've done here. We're hoping to have this thing done in 18 months, which is rather ambitious, but it's well within reach.
The old L&N Depot in downtown Carlisle, restored several years ago, it still holds strong memories for many Nicholas Countians.
This depot is the home of the Nicholas County Historical Society, and we purchased it from L&N in '78 and renovated it starting in '80. My understanding is that this is one of less than 50 depots out of about 200 in Kentucky originally. So we're lucky to have been able to save it. So many towns have lost theirs in just recent years. And we're just real proud to have it here, and I think the people in the community are proud because everything you see has been donated.
The station garden courtyard of the depot was a major restoration effort by the Carlisle Community Women's Club. It's very much appreciated by Nicholas Countians.
Well, Women's Club needed a project. They like civic projects. And some money came up for renting televisions to the hospital, a project that we could make some money. And Historical Society had begun the renovation here, or plans for it. They really didn't have funds for the park, and I knew it was here, and it was just an awful place. So I had the idea of redoing this backyard into a park. Went with Joni to try to secure federal funds for it, and said that I thought I could come up with $3,000 matching funds, and Joni gave, a look. How in the world can you? There's not much money at that time. But we did through this television fund. Historical Society had their hands full, delighted that we did it. And after that's cooperation. The city, the county, Mr. Neal donated that beautiful fence, circa 1849. And then our contractor helped out a bit, the nurseryman helped out a bit. It's people like you do in a small town, everybody pitching in a little bit.
Right now, we're working on helping the rescue squad here in town and for the county purchase of Jaws of Life. And I'm sure everybody knows about that, how they help save lives in automobile accidents and everything. We've also decided to purchase a stress machine for the hospital, and so that stress tests can be done here in town and in the county rather than have people go either 30 or 70 miles or whatever to have one done. And also we work a lot with the library. Anything that they need, we're always willing to help them.
The Nicholas County Library sits in the downtown square, convenient for anyone with a love for reading.
I like books, especially in the summer when there's nothing to do. You can always come get a book to read. I just sort of look around and pick up whatever I see that looks interesting. It also helps to have this library here because sometimes there's something you want and the school library doesn't have it, so you know you can always come here and get it.
The people that do come in are very supportive and appreciate the library very much. I like the contact with people. I really enjoy meeting people. I enjoy the children that come into the library. And if we have problems, people come to your rescue, and if you receive good news, they're happy for you too.
The library also has a very popular bookmobile, convenient for those in the county who have a hard time getting to the downtown library.
When I leave the library, I start on my route, and this is an established route. I don't know, I like to go out in the county, you know. I've met a whole lot of people. I have some shut-ins that I see that I take books into them. Mostly it's just pull up in front of their house and they come out to the bookmobile. I have several community stops. I stop at like grocery stores out in the county.
The Carlisle Mercury is Nicholas County's weekly newspaper that covers local news throughout the county.
Carlisle Mercury, from Carlisle Mercury since January of 1867. We're in the 119th year of publication. As far as I know, it hasn't missed an issue yet that I'm aware of. Well, circulation is growing. We're printing at present, we're printing 2,750 papers. And out of that, we're actually mailing to paid subscribers in the neighborhood of 2,600 papers.
We have, I write my column, a local column, and then the health nurse writes a local column. The news, the front page news is generally all local news and pictures of places and people. We're big on people with People paper.
We'll profile the Nicholas County farm community when Kentucky Life returns.